million fine and a Trump Organization fraud ruling. Letitia James tells ABC News.
If he does not have funds to pay off the judgment, then we will seek, judgment enforcement mechanisms in court.
Like seizing his assets. The former president tells Fox's Laura Ingraham.
It is a form of Navalny. It is a form of communism or fascism.
Likening himself as he also faces 4 looming criminal trials to the Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny, who died at a prison Friday.
They're trying to damage me so they can win another election.
Oh, he said that at a Fox town hall in South Carolina, where Nikki Haley said earlier in the day she will not drop out of the race ahead of Saturday's Republican primary.
She just can't get herself to get out. She's doing poorly in the polls. Look, if she was doing well, I'd understand it. But she's doing very poorly.
Now, President Biden will be in California focused on his re-election campaign with a second day of big money fundraisers. The president's brother, James, will be behind closed doors. House Republicans will question him privately in their Biden impeachment inquiry, probing the family's overseas business dealings.
A good portion of Wednesday's interview with James Biden is expected to focus on the Republicans' allegations that a series of loans between the brothers were part of a tangled web of payments that ultimately constituted a bribery scheme.
Fox's Kevin Corke, a former FBI informant indicted for lying about Biden business transactions. Alexander Smirnoff is now accused of having ties to Russian intelligence. An 11-year-old Texas girl missing since last week, found dead in a river. A family friend who lived near her will soon be charged.
We believe the appropriate arrest warrant is going to be for capital murder in the death of Audrey Cunningham.
Polk County DA Shelley Sitton. 2 men are charged with murder in Kansas City, blamed for the shooting at last week's Chiefs Super Bowl victory parade that left 1 person dead, 22 injured. America's listening to Fox.
As most Americans suffer financially, gold just hit an all-time high. Hi, I'm Dr. Ron Paul, and this is why you need a physical gold IRA from Birch Gold Group. To learn more, text the word SHELTER to 989898 to get your free info kit on gold IRAs. Secure your IRA or your 401k right now. Text SHELTER to 989898 to request your free info kit right now.
Can't sleep with this cold.
Honey.
Honey?
Honey. You need NyQuil Severe Honey.
NyQuil Severe Honey gives you powerful cold and flu symptom relief with a dreamy honey taste.
Feeling better, honey? Honey? I'll take that as a yes.
Try NyQuil Severe Honey for powerful cold and flu symptom relief. NyQuil Severe with honey flavor. The nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, fever. Honeylicious, best sleep with a cold. Medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Israel keeps attacking Hamas with airstrikes overnight in Gaza, with dozens of Palestinian deaths reported. The day after the U.S. blocked a proposed ceasefire plan with the only no vote at the UN.
Any action this council takes right now should help, not hinder, these sensitive and ongoing negotiations.
U.S. Ambassador to the UN, Linda Thomas-Greenfield, said that plan would have made the war worse, offering an alternative U.S. plan to temporarily halt the fighting. Israel is also accused of going on the attack in Syria.
2 people died in the airstrikes that hit Damascus this morning. Syrian state TV reports several missiles hit an apartment block near an Iranian school and cultural center in the west of the city. The area was targeted in an Israeli attack last year that killed Iranian military experts. The report claims these missiles were Israeli too, but there's no comment from Israel. Iran has been a major backer of Syria's President Bashar al-Assad during its near 12-year civil conflict. Jonathan Savage, Fox News.
A controversial court ruling in Alabama declaring that frozen embryos are children.
The Alabama Supreme Court will allow 2 wrongful death lawsuits against a Mobile fertility clinic to move forward. A group of in vitro fertilization patients filing the suits against Mobile Infirmary Medical Center, alleging a patient wandered into an area where their embryos were stored, dropping them on the floor and killing them. Justice's ruling, an 1872 state law allowing parents to sue over the death of a child, applies to all unborn children, finding unborn children to be children under the act. The decision sparking a wave of warnings from IVF advocates who say it could have far-reaching consequences for fertility treatments in the state. Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stocks could drop again. Futures are lower after selling that dragged the Nasdaq down yesterday more than 100 points. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Police responded to reports of a shooting with injuries Monday night in the 700 block of West Vine Street. Champaign police dispatched to the crime scene and others to a local hospital where the victim was being treated for multiple life-threatening gunshot wounds. The victim still hospitalized as of this morning. Illinois Secretary of State announcing his support of a bill pending at the State General Assembly. It would require greater transparency among lobbyists. He says the bill is especially important following the sentencing of a former aide to State Representative Mike Madigan. Currently, he says his office has no enforcement mechanism for lobbyists who do not comply with reporting requirements. Gas prices in Illinois jumping this past week, according to a survey in Peoria by Gas Buddy. Average price of a gallon increased by 17 cents this past week to $3.43. The current price is 34 cents higher than a month ago, but still 12 cents lower than last year at this time. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
All right, thank you, Jim. It's great to get your news. Great to have Greg Solier ready to go. I had 41 on the car temperature here this morning.
What a nice morning.
Come on, Greg. Way to go, man. You get the credit on
Well,
that.
thank you. Thank you.
But then again, you come around with bad weather, we'll blame you. So there you
That's
go.
right. And rainy tomorrow.
That's the way the whole business works. Like I said, I think when I generate my own atmospheric sciences department, there'll be, say, psychology class or two involved.
There you go.
So.
It's our meteorologist, Greg Solier, brought to you by Carl.
You deserve the best in heart care. Carl Heart and Vascular Institute offers specialized care to keep your heart healthy and happy. Visit carl.org to learn more.
Okay, off we go. Wednesday program. It's Greg Solier. What you seeing today, partner?
Well, record-setting warmth across the Midwest, downward tendency and trend on temperatures, nothing cold at all. Averages this time of the year about 37, 38 in the high side, and no worse than the 40s around here before we cycle right back up in the other direction. But getting a little stronger to the nose of the jet stream. We'll have to keep an eye on maybe some stronger storm activity beginning to situate itself, especially south of us to start, but perhaps at some point next week across the area. And that usually starts up and ramps up the severe weather season in our neck of the woods and here on southward, that beginning part of March. And it's certainly a March feel out there already. 37 at Willard and Savoy, 35 Rantoul, 41 at Danville, 40 at the Kankakee, 42 at Decatur. Down St. Louis ways, they are already closing in, at least 47 degrees there. But everyone into the 60s this afternoon, some 70-degree warmth down there at Bush, with increasing clouds here. And again, about 64, 65. The record high is 67 set back in 1930. So we'll get close. South wind 12 to 24 and gusty. Maybe a stray shower this evening, more so after midnight. Not an approaching cold front. Could be a thunderstorm too. And a low down to 48. Some showers tomorrow morning. A break and maybe a stray shower late tomorrow afternoon. North winds will pick on up. A peak of sun, 57, and still almost 20 above average. Down tomorrow night into the 30s. Partly sunny, cooler, 46 on Friday, 41 with sunshine on Saturday. But we pop back well into the 50s here Sunday. Make 65 on Monday with a little rain in the afternoon. And a couple of showers and thunderstorms Tuesday. A little rain on Wednesday. And look at highs on next Tuesday up near 70. Back to the 50s the middle part of next week. Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
All right, so we got basketball we'll talk all about with Illinois at Penn State in their small gym. That'll be 5:30 tonight Central Time. We play in the Rec Hall. It's 6,500 seats. It's all sold out. They'll be on top of this. Why are they doing this? To beat Illinois.
That's right.
They've not played in that place for 28 years. So let's just dust off the seats for basketball. They
Smaller venue.
Yeah, they play volleyball there. But so Illinois basketball tonight, the number 12 ranked Fighting Illini. We'll see what happens. All right, Nikki Haley, sharpening contrast with Donald Trump in the South Carolina primary closing days. It's coming up Saturday. He's a pollster, American Pulse Research and Polling, host of Political Trade Secrets podcast, Dustin Olson. Dustin, what's the number going to look like Saturday? What you thinking here, Mr. Poll Man?
Yeah, well, first of all, it's great to be back with you guys. And, so, the Real Clear Politics average of polls is 61% Trump, 37% Haley for the South Carolina Republican primary. We do surveys actually in South Carolina for both Republicans and Democrats. That does track with what I've been seeing. One thing that could be a bit of a wild card as to what could happen is South Carolina actually allows Democrats to vote in the Republican primary, Republicans vote in the Democrat primary, and the Democrats had their primary a few weeks ago with really low turnout. So there are a lot of Democrats who are actually eligible, people who consider themselves Democrats, eligible to vote in the Republican primary. And currently, the Republican primary has twice as many people voting in early voting than did in the Democrat primary for the whole time that you could do it. So it looks like there's a lot more people participating, and there's some efforts by outside groups to get Democrats to vote in it. So that could change the number, and that's going to be necessary if Nikki Haley is going to break 40%. She has said that she needs to break 43%, which is what she got in New Hampshire to keep going. But as she said yesterday, I don't think she could, get any number, and it's going to stop her. I mean, she did lose to none of the above in Nevada, and she came out and declared victory. So,
well, I guess the game is if Trump falls, if something happens to Donald Trump, she wants to be the first person, the top of mind for the obvious choice. That has to be the only reason. She's not going to win this primary season.
Yeah, that's kind of tragic, and to have your campaign strategy be, I'm going to hold on for dear life in case something tragic were to befall the former president. And unfortunately for her, so we track people's favorability ratings. Last fall, we tracked favorability ratings for each of the main candidates. She wasn't as controversial then. And 1.5 Republicans to 1 Republican, so, about 1.5 to 1 disliked her to liked her. So more people disliked her.
Right.
That was before she was sharpening the contrast, which, in South Carolina, a majority of Republicans have a strong favorability of Donald Trump. It really makes it difficult for anybody to attack him, because people who might be open to you are not going to want to hear you attack your former boss when you're perfectly happy working for him before.
Yeah, so is she burning bridges in her party? I mean, would she be
Totally.
the no-name, names, whatever that thing is called, where she could be an independent and run as well?
So so right now, if Trump weren't running, she would not be the nominee. Republicans dislike her too much. You can't have 2/3 of Republicans dislike you and expect to be their nominee. So at this point, could she be the no labels candidate? That's a possibility. Could she be a running mate for Joe Biden? That's a possibility. Could she be in a Biden administration? That's a possibility. That's where she would be welcome at this point. I was talking to one of the local affiliates in South Carolina. I was actually in South Carolina over the weekend talking to party luminaries. There's only one federal office holder or statewide office holder who is supporting Nikki Haley. Every other one of them is supporting Donald Trump in her home state.
Yeah, it's her home state. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I just don't see how she can come back from that. And, I just don't understand where she's going, what she's doing. It seems a bit like it's a kamikaze run or a heat-seeking missile for the Republican Party.
Well, who's giving her all the money? Who's giving her all the money? How is she getting so funded?
Well, that's controversial. One of the main funders has been Reid Hoffman, who's founder of LinkedIn, and one of the people who's funded some of the lawfare, the lawsuits against Donald Trump. So,
a Democrat?
Well, yeah, big-time Democrat.
Okay, she's taking money from the Democrats, so she'll be beholden to Democrats? Wow.
Yeah, the guy who funded the E. Jean Carroll.
Oh, you're kidding me.
Stuff.
Yes,
it's the same person. Yep, that's the same person.
Well, okay, so this is Nikki's chance. I don't think she's going to reappear in the Republican primaries in the future, maybe. I guess politics a lot of time. Who knows? I mean, this is unbelievable. I just can't believe that Donald Trump gets fined $350 million and they want the money Tuesday. What the heck? Don't people get time to gather their funds? I mean, this is unbelievable what's going on.
Well, it totally is. And if people go to pollingclub.com, you can get one of our polls where we actually ask that question about all this legal activity, not about Donald Trump, but we just asked Americans, do you believe that there's a double standard in the legal and justice system? And 80.2% of Americans, majority of both parties, a strong majority of independents, believe that there's a double standard. I'm sure people see it from lots of different ways, but this is what the effect of that lawfare about these lawsuits using the legal system for political means. It is having people lose trust in the legal system, which is one of the most important things in this country, and it's really devastating. But, it's unfortunately the byproduct of all of
Well,
it.
that's why he's getting emboldened so much, is because people are seeing this going, wait a minute, that's not right. That's not. He's getting support. Every lawsuit seems like he grows. Unbelievable. American Pulse Research and Polling, Dustin Olson, OLSON. How can people find you?
Go to pollingclub.com. You can sign up. You can get our polls for free and also commission your own surveys.
Wonderful. Thank you, Dustin. Nice having you again. Appreciate your time this morning on the Tapman's Towing phone line from Washington, D.C., Alexandria, Virginia, actually. It's Dustin Olson. All right, Diane, with sports headlines.
Well, I know our ladies will be playing Sunday against Iowa, and we've got Shauna Green coming up in about an hour or so.
Let's go.
It's great. It'll be great to talk with Coach about the women's basketball team.
I don't have any idea if she even knows us at all, but she probably doesn't know how much I like her. But it doesn't matter. We'll tell her.
Exactly.
So it'll be an hour away.
I love it. And, of course, our men in action tonight at Penn State with a 5:30 tip-off from the Rec. We have been ranked number 12 now. And got any feelings about the game?
I think it'll be probably loud.
Yeah.
And, we go play our game. We're better than they are. We're going to be better than every team coming forward, including at Wisconsin. We'll have a better team. It's just if you win, you may not win. Well, we're good, and Purdue's the only team I see where we're going to say, okay, well, they're pretty dang good, too.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else, I think we're better than, but doesn't mean you win them. So tonight's going to be, a road game. We'll see what happens. They're going to be on top of us. Think of Illinois hosting Penn State at Huff. What would that be like? That's kind of what they got going on tonight. It'd be nuts.
Basketball legend Ted Beach passed away.
A few comments about Ted here coming up. I'll do it after the Fox Business.
Okay.
Brad Underwood had comments about Ted Beach.
Yes.
Just a wonderful man. And
I know his daughter Becky real well.
And everybody knows Becky
Beach.
Beach.
Golfer. And,
yeah, you bet.
And she said, my dad was obviously a great athlete, but my mom had such a great swing out on the course. And,
I didn't know that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So, in any case, we had men's basketball last night with Iowa taking down Michigan State 78-71.
At Michigan State.
I know.
Well, that's an impressive win. And here comes Iowa on Saturday.
Mm-hmm. Wisconsin over Maryland, 74-70. And we'll have Boston in Chicago to face the Bulls tonight at 7 o'clock. Detroit's in Indianapolis to face the Pacers at 6.
Okay.
I think that's pretty much it.
We got Brad Underwood talking about Ted Beach and also about the game. That'll be coming up. It's 5:30, so adjust your schedule.
Yes.
You want to make sure you get home and see that.
Maybe watch the game with fellow fans at Pia's 1609 West Springfield Avenue.
All right. ESPN 93.5. We check our weather forecast brought to you by the Urbana Park District.
And they remind you, Read Across America is coming up on March 2nd. They're participating in that at Lincoln Square, where the photographic competition is going on. They've got a fresh teen hangout, and camp counselors is what they're looking for as far as a side hustle. You can learn more at urbanaparks.org.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign-Urbana vicinity. It's another round of an unseasonably mild spell of weather that takes us through the day today. Some slight cooling expected tomorrow. Temperatures cool further into Friday and the weekend, but still above average. Another big warm-up slated for early next week as well. Breezy to unseasonably warm for the day today. Temperatures almost 30 degrees above average with increasing cloudiness. South wind, the high nearing 65. Mild tonight with a shower around early. More so after midnight. Maybe a thunderstorm too. Low down to 48 for the day tomorrow. Not quite as mild. Variably cloudy skies. Some showers in the morning. Perhaps later in the afternoon. South winds will turn to the north. The high about 57. Decreasing clouds. Breezy cooler in the 30s tomorrow night. Partly sunny cooler in 46 on Friday. 41 with some sunshine. Fair amount of it for the day Saturday. We'll warm it up to 58 on Sunday. Well into the 60s. Tickling 70 between Monday and Tuesday. Additional showers and thunderstorms and a cool off again for the mid portions of next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting at the Dolchis, Greg Soldier.
All right, coming up is Stever. If you need tires, I've got some tires, Firestone tires from Clay Dooley.
Nice.
You're going to want to be in on this one. We'll tell you about it next. It's Fox Business Minute in 30 seconds.
Since Busey Bank first opened our doors in 1868, we have built upon a tradition of close relationships and broad financial capabilities. Our experienced team provides the highest level of personalized service to ensure we accomplish your goals, simplifying your wealth management and business lending needs and ensuring a legacy for generations. Building business, growing wealth since 1868. Proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
I'm Neil Cavuto, and this is the Fox Business Report.
NVIDIA shares continue to lose ground. The artificial intelligence chip stock is down 1.5% after slumping yesterday, resulting in it losing $78 billion in market value. Its apparent profit taking ahead of NVIDIA's earnings after the market closed today. There are management changes at Planet Fitness. Its former chief executive, Chris Rondo, has now also resigned from the gym chain's board. He stepped down after the company decided to cut 9% of employees at its headquarters. It's believed Rondo disagreed with the layoffs and other decisions. Planet Fitness is still looking for someone to replace Rondo as CEO. Applications to purchase or refinance a home slumped last week. The Mortgage Bankers Association's average for a 30-year fixed rate topped 7%. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Coselda, invested in you.
From the Fox News Podcasts Network.
Hey, this is Trey Gowdy, host of the Trey Gowdy Podcast. Every Tuesday, you'll hear what's on my mind. Plus, every Thursday, there's a special bonus episode where we answer the questions that are on your mind. Make sure to spend your Tuesdays and Thursdays with Trey. Subscribe now at foxnewspodcast.com or wherever you download podcasts. Hope to see you.
America's listening to Fox News.
Tapman's Towing, team of experienced tow professionals, is seeking others with CDLs, previous tow experience, and or strong interest in serving others. Please visit our career page at tapmanstowing.com.
If you're in the market for a new car battery, you could go to one of those big box stores, except there's no guarantee you'll be served by an actual car expert.
Clean up in aisle 3.
You could pick a battery off the shelf, except it might be close to expiring. Or you could just come into Interstate. Don't make a big box store blunder. With competitive prices and a more personal, reliable approach, Interstate Batteries is the clear-cut choice if you want to guarantee yourself a new and trustworthy car battery. They're open and ready to serve you at 2504 North Mattis Avenue in Champaign.
Short-term market fluctuations can be unnerving for everyone. A proven way to tune out the noise and focus on long-term investment goals is to adhere to a well-constructed investment plan. This is Eric Bolin with Provident Financial Group. If you don't have a plan in place, we can help create one designed specifically for you. Call us today for a complimentary consultation. Contact us at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Hi, this is Chris Jackson with Kramer Siding and Window. And whatever your project, you can count on Kramer Siding to offer you the best products backed by the best warranties in the business, as well as Central Illinois employees dedicated to providing you with professional installation and a lifetime of great customer service. And right now, you can save 10% on roofing, sunrooms, and decks, get 15% off gutter helmet, and you can save 25% on preservation siding, windows, and doors. So call today or visit us at kramersiding.com and let's get started on your project.
Is your birthday in February? Well, get ready to rev up the celebration.
Clay Dooley Tire and Auto is giving you a free oil change during your birthday month. That's right, a special treat to keep your wheels spinning smoothly as you celebrate another fantastic year. Don't miss out on this incredible birthday offer. Schedule your complimentary oil change at either the Champaign or Bloomington locations. Since 1917, Clay Dooley Tire and Auto has been your go-to for driving with confidence.
That's what we're going to be talking about here in a second. Ted Beach was a really good basketball player a long, long time ago. Mm-hmm. He passed away at the age of 94. A good man. I saw him every home game for 20 years when I worked at the scorers table at Illinois. But he was the player who played for Harry Combs at Champaign Central High School. They won a state tournament.
I don't know that they called it Central back then. I think it was
Champaign
just Champaign
High School.
High.
Right, Champaign High School.
Before Centennial game.
Which is where Central is.
Right.
And so he played for Harry Combs, and Harry got the job at Illinois. So very unusual to have the same coach from grade 9 through grade 16.
I see.
So he had Harry as his coach, and they went to 2 Final Fours. But Ted was such a good, gracious man. I interviewed him one time, and he had kind of a shot that was no arc.
I see.
It was because in their kitchen, the light was so low, they had to practice shooting whatever they're shooting in with a low arc because they'd hit the light.
Okay.
That's what I remember the story. I think that's right. But he was just a really good man. Brad Underwood commented on the Illini legend.
Unbelievably privileged to be around a winner like him.
winning is really hard, and I have tremendous value in the success that Ted had, and obviously lived a great life. But I want everybody to know that Illinois basketball is thinking of him and his family, and a great longtime member of our community. So, and our basketball family. So our thoughts and prayers are with his family.
Indeed. Ted Beach was 94.
So Beach led the Maroons to 3 consecutive IHSA state championship games from 1945 to 1947.
Man.
With a total record of 106-7. He was the highest scoring Maroon in each state tournament, one of the highest scoring boys to participate, named to the all-tournament team in 1946 and 47. Maroons won their only state championship in school history in 46 with Beach at the helm.
Yeah, lovely, wonderful. All right, we play Penn State 5:30. Again, our thoughts and prayers with Becky and the whole family.
And Mary Beth and Barb and Andy.
Play Penn State tonight, 5:30. Brad Underwood.
Now we get a Penn State team. We're moving into Rec Hall to play this game. Something I know very little about, other than it's small and quaint, and I'm sure will help provide a very good home court advantage from a fan's perspective in there. So I've not been in it. I've not seen it other than online. A team that has a very, very good point guard. Ace is playing great. A team that can turn you over at a high rate. Mike's playing like he did at VCU, pressing, running, and jumping, forcing turnovers, and a team that scores a tremendous amount of points on cuts. They're an elite cutting team. It's always been a trait of Mike's teams is scoring on cuts. And then, they've got really good three-point shooters. So a good basketball team. No lead is safe. You've got to play 40 minutes, and we've got to be very, very solid going in there.
Okay, well, we know that. Got to go play your game, or you get beat. That's how it kind of works in the Big Ten. All right, Ty Rogers, what about, Purdue losing and all of that stuff?
I mean, honestly, we're just focused on us. I mean, we got Penn State up, and we know if we don't win, none of that matters. So we're just taking it one game at a time.
That's so wise, young man. It doesn't matter. If we lose tonight, it doesn't matter. Then we're back into the,
That's it.
Go for second. All right, so we'll see what happens 5:30 tonight. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have a Stever from Clay Dooley.
Yes.
We have $500 that I'm giving to 2 different people to buy a set of 4 tires. So this is $500 off some Firestone tires from Clay Dooley. All right, so whatever you have, car, truck, van, it's $500 off a set of 4.
Wow.
So if you need tires like I needed last 2 months.
I actually got a couple of tires at Clay Dooley myself inside the last month because I was hearing a thud in the front. One of the belts or something was
thud is never good.
I know.
So how did it go?
It was great, and they got me in and out, and within 24 hours I had an appointment, and they can arrange the drop off or whatever you need. Of course, we had arranged rides ourselves and went out to breakfast. But Clay Dooley is at 311 South Neal Street in Champaign near downtown. Someone asked me, "Oh yeah, is that over by the old Champaign Surplus?" And that is the case for us old townies.
Yeah, townies know that stuff. Okay, so Clay Dooley, set of 4 tires, $500 off their Firestone tires. Text in Clay, CLAY, to 217-359-2255 if interested in being considered. We'll find 2 winners today. You can go to GoStever.com, the program where I, Stevie J, give you my money. And you keep the stuff. Okay, so there you go. It's up and going. We'll find some winners later today. Okay, coming up, it's Wednesday. We know what that means. It's Get Shut Off on Social Media Day.
Yeah, there's that.
We'll say goodbye to all of our social media people as soon as we get Brother Johnny and Ed Martin, which is coming up next.
Hi, this is Amanda Jean, the founder and planner of Inspire Your Wedding and Events. After the big yes, are you daydreaming about the big I do? Join us for premier, interactive, immersive, inspirational wedding showcase to bring together vendors and couples from all over Central Illinois for your big day. Come away with ideas and vendors that will make your wedding one of the most inspiring days of your life.
Save the date on Saturday, March 23rd at the historical and unforgettable Orpheum in downtown Champaign.
For complete details, visit inspireyour.com. That's inspireyour.com.
This is Eric Bolin with Provident Financial Group. Unfortunately, there is no one-size-fits-all retirement plan. Finding the right plan for you depends on many factors. The good news is we can help improve your retirement readiness, whatever your situation. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, member FINRA, SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. James Biden answers questions behind closed doors this morning for House Republicans investigating his brother, President Biden. Fox's Brooke Singman.
Today's testimony will focus on a $200,000 check given to Joe Biden from James on March 1st, 2018. It was labeled loan repayment. That same day, James received a $200,000 payment from AmeriCorps given to him for his consulting work, despite having no experience in the healthcare industry.
AmeriCorps is a now bankrupt rural hospital chain. The man who pulled his gun first during an argument and shooting at the Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl parade tells police he was just being stupid. Lindell Mays and Dominic Miller are charged with murder.
While we're not there yet on every single individual, we're going to get there.
Prosecutor Gene Peters Baker, one woman died. Another 22 people, including 12 children, were wounded during the shooting at the parade. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Illinois State Police say a recent crash on Interstate 70 near Marshall is the fifth accident related to the state's move-over law this year. That law requires motorists to slow down, move over when approaching an emergency car that has its hazard lights flashing. This past Friday, State Police say a car struck a state trooper's car that had pulled over in I-70 in Clark County. Public Works Director for the city of Champaign stepping down from his role. City officials announced Tuesday that Khalil Zayed resigning effective March 8th. He was director since October of 2022 and will be moving out of state to attend to private family members. Gas prices in Illinois jumping this past week. According to a survey by Gas Buddy, the average price of a gallon of gas increasing by 17 cents this past week to $3.43. The current price 34 cents higher than a month ago, but still 12 cents lower than last year at this time. That's what's happening. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Okay, we're going to go to our guests here in just a moment. Game Day Spirit, the official fan store of the Fighting Illini. We got Illinois, Iowa Saturday. You got to be in orange. It's
That's
an orange
right.
out.
That's right.
Shop official NIL merchandise, orange T-shirts, sweatshirts, Neil and Kirby, or 6th and Green in Campustown. Game Day Spirit, where Illini fans shop. We got Creighton pounding UConn.
Yeah.
So now what? Who's the best team? Is it Houston and Kelvin I Cheat Sampson? Or who do we got now?
Right, and Purdue bumped down to number 3.
Yeah, so we'll see. The NCAA tournament's going to be pretty interesting.
That's right.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got to do weather. Mm-hmm. Sorry. We do weather this morning, brought to you by Hula Hands.
Hula Hands reminds you Thursday evenings is date night because they have Live in the Lounge going on, and they've got some Latin jazz this time. So it'll be great. Thursdays at First and St. Mary for Hula Hands.
Logan, everyone, let's check weather for Eastern Illinois. Champaign Urbana Saturday and an incredibly mild, warm day's worth of weather for this February calendar date. Increasing clouds, breezy and seasonally warm. Average high this time of the year about 37, 38. We'll make a run to 64. The record high for the day today is 67, set back in 1930. Gusty south wind, mild tonight. A shower around early, more so after midnight. Maybe a thunderstorm too. Low down to 48. South winds, they'll turn to the north tomorrow morning. Highs at about 57 with some showers in the morning, a lesser chance in the afternoon. Clouds break tomorrow night, lows down into the 30s, and we'll cool off here for the day on Friday and Saturday, but still above average temps. 46 and a partly sunny Friday, sunshine 41 on Saturday, back well into the 50s here on Sunday. Here come highs of 65 to near 70 degrees Monday and Tuesday with some showers, perhaps a couple of thunderstorms. Back into some cooler weather here for the middle part of next week with high temperatures in the 50s. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, meteorologist Greg Soldier.
It's Wednesday, otherwise known as Get Kicked Off Social Media Day. Ladies and gentlemen, president of the Eagle Forum Education Legal Defense Fund, but that's not all. A lawyer with advanced degrees, New York Times best-selling author. His name, Ed Martin. Ed, how are you?
Hey, great to be with you guys. Yeah, I watched some of that UConn game. I've got some basketball connections. I played with Danny and Bobby Hurley So I watched that, and I enjoy watching it, and they got destroyed by Creighton. It was amazing to
Unbelievable.
see. You talk about a blowout. Anyway,
Yeah.
so, yeah, it's going to be a good tournament.
You knew
good tournament, I
you
hope.
knew the Hurleys. Wow, that's pretty heady stuff.
Yeah.
Brother Johnny's out in Colorado this morning. Johnny!
Hey, good morning, Stevie Jay. Yeah, those Hurleys weren't very tall, Eddie. They weren't very tall.
They were tough, though. They were tough, I'll tell you.
Yeah, they were.
I'll tell you.
Bobby Hurley had the ball at the top of the key for Duke. You just knew everything was fine. It was really good. All right.
Wait, I'll give you one story on the Hurley. Coach Hurley, Mr. Hurley, was the famous coach, and he coached in the summer leagues, and we used to all go play. And I'm not kidding. Danny was, 4 or 5 years younger. He was like in 7th grade, and he would regularly get thrown out of the gym by his dad. He would talk back, or you can see it when you see him coach. Bobby was always working and always grinding, and Danny was bouncing off or pushing somebody. He gets thrown out. He just say, get out of here, and he just throw Danny out of the gym. It's kind of wild to see them all the way go where they are now. Bobby's out at I think Arizona State, so pretty amazing family.
Yeah. Okay, so Donald Trump is fined $350 million, and I've never, ever seen anything, and you're a lawyer, Ed Martin, so they want the money by Tuesday. Who does that? I mean, what do you mean you fined me $350 million? I need it by Tuesday. If anybody else on the globe would have a year and a half to pay parts of it. I mean, come on. What's up?
Yeah. I'll gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today.
That's right.
It's actually, because it's Trump, it becomes almost like a film. It's almost like a movie. You're standing back saying, what? Letitia James said, if he doesn't pay, I'll just seize Trump Tower. It's like everybody's playing in like a Marvel movie. Usually you can appeal, and you might have to put, some part of a judgment against you. But again, in this case, the judgment against him is basically just a "we hate you" fine, because there's no one waiting for restitution. There's no taxpayers waiting to be made whole. It's just, we hate you. We're going to fine you a massive amount. I mean, you talk about lawfare. You can go. This is amazing. Again, I sound like an old ACLU lawyer. I mean, this is how government uses their power against individuals to take them down a notch. Usually, it's more subtle when you hear that they give speeding tickets disproportionately in neighborhoods that people don't have money. Because why? Because rich people complain about it more, and they don't want to do that. They don't want to hear the complaints. But I mean, this is just insane that they're upwards of $500 million by the time you factor in interest, and the guy is supposed to pay that as a non-crime fine against him because they hate him. I mean, it's just incredible lawfare.
Well, I think that the idea, Ed, correct me if I'm wrong, they're saying he claimed he was worth more than he was. Let's say you're worth $4 billion, and you're off 10%. You say $4.5 billion. They're suing him for the $500 million. I have never heard of anything like. It's not like it's fraud. And you see, everybody has a net worth, and some go a little low, and some go a little high, and some do it deliberately, some do it by accident. There's nothing wrong with what Trump did, and I don't think he defaulted on any loan. And it's a definite. We really still do hate you, Donald. Give us $500 million. That's exactly what it is.
And Stevie J, I watched Tucker Carlson last night interview, and I'll tie these together. There are 3 organizations now that have been under the gun of Letitia James in New York because they had ties to New York. One is the NRA. When she ran for office, she said, I'm going to get the NRA, and they were incorporated in New York. I know they're in Virginia, but I've got that power as an incorporated in New York. Donald Trump, who had business ties there, obviously. And another organization Tucker talked to last night called VDARE, which is an anti-immigration, very specifically, they think immigration needs to stop, and they have for 10 years. And they were incorporated 25 years ago in New York, and she pulled the string on them. And the point here is what Mr. Wonderful said, the guy that's on Shark Tank. He said, if you're a business, get the hell out of New York. I mean, you can't go to New York now. If you're a business, you can't go to Delaware. Delaware's courts just said, we hate you, Elon Musk. Therefore, we're going to override your compensation agreement. Elon Musk did what any rational actor would do, got the hell out of Delaware, and is now incorporated in Texas. So, I mean, what New York is saying is, forget it. We're not the center of anything meaningful for either free speech, freedom, or corporations. So you better just get to someplace safer. And that's a terrible I mean, that is your republic. We can have that. You can make it that way if that's what you want, but it's terrible for New York. It's terrible for the nation. And a lot of it is being done in such a sneaky way. It's very hard to see how Trump can get to a better appeals court. New York's total system is broken. So he's kind of almost likely stuck. And he could maybe get out of it because he's got so much money, but normal people can't. And then the power goes to those in office. I mean, it's a scandal.
Well, I can tell you, normal billionaires would have a hard time with $500 million. That's a chunk. So cash. Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah. Somebody else will probably loan him the money if he really has to have it. But it's terrible what they've done to Donald Trump. I don't care what you think of it. But,
it's
because you feel like, golly, they could squash me like a ant. I mean,
Well, I think that's part of the point of it, which is I hope nobody else is going to be talking like Stevie, Johnny, and Eddie because they're next.
No, listen, it is. You want to be able to freely express if you don't hurt anybody. So there's that. The South Carolina primary is Saturday. Nikki Haley's going to lose by at least 20, probably more. Yet she says she's going to go on. Ed, is that because if something happens to Trump that truly does impact his run for president, that she'll be the only one standing and they got to pick her kind of strategy? Is that, and would she go to the no labels if she didn't get it?
No, I don't know about the no labels. It's because presidential fever is a real thing, and it's why Hillary Clinton keeps her pantsuit, ironed and ready to go, because anyone who gets that close and is told by their friends and family and others, you could be president, they can't get it out of their brain. And so she's in that full fever. She's also in a box because she hasn't left herself a way out. If you wanted a way out, she's got to slow down on the beaten dumb Trump if she wanted to have a future. So she's just kind of burned down the thing. It happens every now and then where you burn all your bridges, you go charging forward. So I think that's what she's being counseled. A lot of people making a lot of money off of her, the media making a lot of money off of her, telling her this is a historic thing and all that. But I think it's a disaster for her and for her family going forward. I mean, she's going to become one of these sort of leftover figures, which is I don't know her, but I wouldn't wish that on anybody. But no, I mean, there's no path, and there's no labels path. As soon as she would run no labels, they would resurrect all of her so-called conservative positions, pro-life and, against big government and all. And so she's just playing this out. She's intoxicated by the attention. And if Trump passed away, she wouldn't be the pick. I mean, it wouldn't happen. I mean, God, I pray for him and all that. I mean, I don't want him to happen. But if something happened, he was out, she wouldn't be the pick. And there's no math where she would get enough delegates that she could override a pick that would be a consensus for the Republican Party.
Well, I guess there's someone that middle Republicans want to carry their standard. And Eddie, she could end up with a lot left in her campaign fund, which she could use for anything later. So there's a little bit of an incentive there. So, but yeah, maybe it's just, well, what the heck? I've got nothing else to do.
All right, it's Ed Martin, Brother Johnny on the Tapman's Joint phone line, ESPN 93.5-743. Okay, so Ed, if Donald Trump gets in the White House, I mean, if you're telling me it's Donald Trump against deep state, I'm taking deep state every time. I mean, I don't know how can you function if everybody, internally and externally, everybody, I mean, a lot of people that are powerful are against you. Well, obviously, look what they're going to keep him from that. If he gets in there, I fear for his life. I fear for his productivity. How can you operate when you got cobwebs everywhere and you can't move your arms?
Well, Steve, let me just jump in because I want to hear what Eddie says. It's unknown what the real power of the President of the United States is, and we've never had somebody with what you might call a chip on their shoulder. So if he gets in, it'll be extremely interesting because the President has way too much power. We've seen what they'll do with their executive orders, and there's no telling what havoc he could wreak on the deep state because he could change out all the leaders of all the departments. And so I don't know, Eddie. You tell me, but I think that's one reason they're getting more desperate.
Well, and there's a political trick box that he's in that I'll acknowledge first. If you say what he wants to say, which is what we're talking about, which is I'm going to go in there and wreak havoc on these people, then they say, see, he's a dictator. Yeah. He's a bully. He's a maniac. He's not going to abide by the Constitution. So that's a political problem you've got to walk a line on. Like he was for a period, he was saying, I'll be dictator, but only for a day, making a joke of it. But to Johnny's point, a really committed one-termer, right, doesn't have a second term, who wants to go and do this, he can do it. I mean, he can do a lot. Now, I will say, like, you watch and you see the beginnings of the efforts. There was I told you this last week, there was an NBC story from 3 weeks ago about senior military officials working with outside thinkers to strategize on how to make sure that Donald Trump doesn't have too much control of the military. And you say, what? That's against the Constitution. The Constitution says the president's in charge, but they're already starting. If you look closely, what you hear in the border bill, as well as in some of the other bills, is that the establishment Republicans, Mitch McConnell, are negotiating to put things in the bill that will be difficult for a president to unilaterally do, and reverse, to hem him in. There's even movements now, broadly, up to make him hem him in on how he could engage with NATO and all these things. Now, I think those are actually, most of them are unconstitutional, but what they're counting on is that something is done, and there is a coterie of outside interest groups that will immediately sue. And by the way, they talk about this. They say we're ramping up to start suing this president, the new president, if he gets in, because they want to sue. And then if you're a law abider, you say, well, there's a suit. Okay, we'll go to court. And you got to wait in the court. And the court says one thing. You got to go to the next court. So I do think it's going to be a while to see. The first showdown, by the way, is likely to be appointments. You mentioned that, Johnny. I mean, the fact is that the president has never tested his authority to have his own people. There's advise and consent. You get your name to nominate someone as president, and Senator Johnny gets to lead a yay or nay vote. But that has never been tested in the time where, say, the Senate is denying his people or delaying them. Or can he appoint them subject to confirmation? There are some laws that say he can, but that'll be the first showdown. Can he get his guys in? But I have a feeling this president's going to say, if you won't let me appoint the Attorney General, then I'm appointing a deputy White House counsel to go sit in the Attorney General's office. And when he makes a decision, he turns to the deputy and says, what do I do? And he tells him. I don't think that can be overruled by the Constitution. It is an executive branch, but it's going to be a wild, wild showdown, and they will drag him into side fights to try to make him unable to do things and survive.
Yeah, you're right, Stevie. They'll try to slow him down in anything he does, whether it's good or bad. And if that's not good, but to cave to these people, I think, is worse. So I hope he wins.
Yeah.
We say this probably every cycle, but this really does feel like a defining moment for America, because it just, the more blatant this is, how dare an attorney general say I'm going to get anybody? You're not supposed to do it that way. I mean, what are they doing? It's blatant now. It used to be kind of undercover whisper. Now it's just not what they're shouting it.
Yeah. Well, I will say this. President Trump said something that they're trying to cover controversially last night, I think, in the town hall. He said, Navalny, the guy that was died in Russia, that was probably killed, this dissident, who was an ultra-right wing guy, not a moderate. I mean, suddenly he's a hero to the left, but anyway, it's okay. I mean, he shouldn't have been killed. He shouldn't have been in prison, all that. But Trump said, they got Navalny's going on here, and that's how I feel. I mean, they're not hiding it. In Russia, there was protest after Navalny died. Did you know this? There was some protest. 300 people showed up at Navalny's funeral. All 300 were arrested, and all 300 were released within 24 hours with a small fine, and probably had their name on a list, and they'll never be able to get a job again. But in America, when there was a protest at the Capitol after January 6th, 1,300 people have been arrested and rotting in jail, and some of them for decades. And they promised they're going to arrest one a day on average for the rest of this year through the election to make a point. Now, you tell me, what's on the ballot in the fall? Is it freedom? Freedom of speech, freedom of association, freedom to be stupid, freedom to be smart, freedom to build, earn, make a living? Or is it something that Joe Biden is telling us? I mean, I don't, in that sense, we've never seen the bullying. Right now, I think America is held hostage by this administration and by the current dominant, media and big tech. We're held hostage by them. And I don't know if we can get free, but if we can, I think the guy that can help us is Trump. But I'm not sure we get free, by the way. I'm not sure.
Yeah, the other thing is when you see the overwhelming attacks from all sides, you just wonder, okay, Trump can give it the old, Alamo stand. But, man, Eddie, after 4 years, I mean, they're just going to be chomping at the bits. I don't know how you really beat them back, Stevie, because we've seen it coming from every corner, and it does seem unjust, and it does seem unfair, and that's what's on the ballot, really, truth and justice, and it always is. But it's a little depressing. I got to go back to the Bible study. Check out that Bible, and I can tell you this: we can talk about the Democrats and Republicans from now on, but the only way out of this alive is with Jesus. So just remember that.
That's it. All in.
Right.
All in on that.
Well, one thing to follow up on Johnny to bring it full circle. If they're willing to act like this, which to most of us seems really too far, right? We say that's too far. The media, big tech, the government, it's all too far. If they're willing to act like this now, what are the chances that they're going to stop being inappropriate and go too far around Election Day? Then they're going to say, oh, yeah, well, we better just let this one be fair because, don't stuff the ballot box this time, guys. We got to be honorable. They're not being honorable now. Their conduct is not honorable now. So the chances of a free and fair election are decreasing, in my opinion, as Trump's popularity increases. And when Donald Trump, the most popular candidate in the history of America, with black men voting for him, Hispanic families voting for him, loses because 6 states suddenly find out that they can flip the thing, then I fear, forget about January 6th, then I fear what the American people will say, it's totally rigged. And then I fear the government will say, we've got it gamed completely now, and we better lock this thing down. We better get Johnny and Ed and Stevie Jay and get these guys under control because that was close, but now we got to lock this down. I don't think that's far reaching. I don't think that's too far a reach. If you think about where we are, what you're seeing around you.
Last word, Johnny. Last word.
I was just wondering, actually, from a curiosity standpoint, where was this guy that was anti-Putin somewhere in the North Pole? And then it crossed my mind, hey, we may find out where he was. We may get a look at that room.
Man.
So if we lose this thing,
we were gliding to victory today until we, of course, had the safest, most secure election in U.S. history in 2020. I'm very happy that Donald Trump is going to get creamed, and he's Hitler, and I love Joe Biden. So that'll help my social media efforts. Listen, we appreciate both Ed, Martin, Brother Johnny. We appreciate both of you. Thank you for being on, being so candid. Many people agree, and there are some that are totally disagreeing with us, but that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
We're glad we can have the discussion. Ed, how can people find Ed Martin?
PhyllisSchlafly.com is our great website of our founder and all of our organization, and on Twitter, on X, at Eagle Ed Martin. I just wanted to warn you guys, I'm doing push-ups now to try to make sure if the three of us end up in a cell, Johnny and I are going to push Stevie J around. So with Stevie J, we're going to say, hey, Stevie J, I'm taking your bread. I'm taking your bread and some of your water. I just want to warn you.
Yeah, okay. Well, listen, God bless you. Thank you, Johnny. Safe travels. Thank you, Ed Martin, on the Tapman's Towing phone line, ESPN 93.5. You're welcome to text in. We love your comments. 217-359-2255. At Watts Copy Systems, they offer cost-efficient solutions for busy offices. Interested in a free evaluation? Call Greg Wolf today. Greg Wolf, W-O-L-F-E, Wolf, 217-352-0428.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign, and Banning vicinity. It's another round of an unseasonably mild spell of weather that takes us through the day today. Some slight cooling expected tomorrow. Temperatures cool further into Friday and the weekend, but still above average. Another big warm-up slated for early next week as well. Breezy and unseasonably warm for the day today. Temperatures almost 30 degrees above average with increasing cloudiness. South wind, the high nearing 65. Mild tonight with a shower around early. More so after midnight. Maybe a thunderstorm too, low down to 48 for the day tomorrow. Not quite as mild, variably cloudy skies, some showers in the morning, perhaps later in the afternoon. South winds will turn to the north, the high about 57. Decreasing clouds, breezy cooler in the 30s tomorrow night. Partly sunny cooler in 46 on Friday, 41 with some sunshine, fair amount of it for the day Saturday. We'll warm it up to 58 on Sunday, well into the 60s, tickling 70 between Monday and Tuesday. Additional showers and thunderstorms and a cool off again for the mid portions of next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting at the Dolchis, Greg Soldier.
All right, thank you so much. Beautiful morning across East Central Illinois. ESPN 93.5. News will be coming up in about 5 minutes. We got Illinois and Penn State 5:30. Whew, another tough road game. I didn't check the point spread, but I will. Also, Shauna Green, head basketball coach, University of Illinois women. Shauna Green's coming up in about a half an hour. So stay right there. The Clay Dooley is available for Stever. We're giving you $500 off a set of 4 tires from Firestone. Text in Clay, C-L-A-Y, 217-359-2255, or just go to gostever.com. Well, it's our friend Steve Suderman. He's at Good Vibes, Round Barn in Champaign, where all the cool theaters and sound systems and all the fun stuff that you could just go kind of like a visit just to watch some of the TVs.
Absolutely.
Man, how are you?
You know, that's a cool way to start this. I'm pretty excited for the Illini at Penn State this afternoon. I am hoping for a Luke Goody sighting, like 3 threes off the bench or something like that. I want to see more of that tough D that absolutely smothered Michigan. Like usual, I'm going to record the game on my dish hopper, and I'll pick it up about halfway through, skip all the commercials, catch some of the halftime highlights, and be caught up by the end of the game. Penn State, kind of like Maryland, has had our number, but I don't think so this year. I'm going to be cutting some new spots with Luke this week, and what we're going to highlight is Sony's new 98-inch TV. Now, you've got a projector and screen.
Yeah.
This thing is as big as a projector and screen, but it's a TV, so you don't need to darken the room. It'll work in normal lighting.
It's not 80. You're saying
98.
Mine is 106, and it's a projector. And you're telling me I get a TV the same size? That's
and
crazy.
It's dropping in price on Monday, and this is why we're bringing it in to $69.99. My order's going in Monday morning the minute the price drops.
How many guys do we need to bring that to my house?
3.
I mean, and it's really thin, isn't it? And it's thin, right?
It's not that thin. It's pretty heavy.
Wow.
It's got to have some structure to hold all that together.
I bet.
But
so what's the picture
really
like?
fun.
What's the picture like?
The picture is awesome. It is the coolest thing to watch a game or gaming because it's got the super fast inputs. Sony makes the PS5, so that's kind of fun. Today we're going to crack out the OLED A95L, also from Sony. That's the one that won the King of TV shootout in New York. It's the best TV on planet Earth. It's a 65. It's not that big, but it is the best picture on Earth and the brightest OLED ever. And so we've got some fireworks to show you in that back room. But it'll take a week to get that big one in here.
All right, so we want to know where to come. We want to come to you and kind of sit down and pretend I'm looking at a TV and stay for an hour. So where do I come?
To 2010 Round Barn Road. You can look things up on gvibes.com, and that deal will be shown on Monday. It just won't be here yet. It'll be in a truck, I hope.
It's Steve Suderman at Good Vibes. Well, outside the door of your bathroom, we recorded you in the shower. I hope you didn't mind. That was you, a little kung fu fighting.
How about some Motown, Stevie?
Remember that for next week.
Okay,
We're making a memo of that. We're gonna. What's the guy's name?
Carl Douglas.
Not Bruce Douglas. No. Okay.
And I was
Bruce Lee.
There you go.
There we go. Hit it.
Everybody was kung fu.
Steve Suderman was hauling TVs back in the early 70s when this was a big hit. He was there with his Fu Manchu looking pretty cool. All right, my friend, how can we find you again?
2010 Round Barn and gvibes.com on the web.
We're going to hit Motown next week, guaranteed.
All right, Stevie.
Thank you, buddy. Steve Suderman. I want to see that 98-inch TV.
That's right. Oh, my goodness.
All right, Big Orange Out is coming with game day. You got to go get your stuff. Next hour, Shauna Green. Stand by.
Illini fans, be sure to wear orange to support your Fighting Illini basketball team ahead of the Orange Out game against Iowa Saturday, February 24th. Stop into one of Game Day Spirit's Champaign locations and gear up with the best selection of Fighting Illini merchandise in town. Shop their great selection of orange t-shirts, sweatshirts, hats, and more in store at the corner of Neal and Kirby in Champaign and 6th and Green in Campustown, or online 24/7 at GameDaySpirit.com. Game Day Spirit, where Illini fans shop.
During challenging times, family and health come first. This is Starla Carr with Provident Financial Group. Many of us have spent the past year feeling a little bit out of control. There are steps you can take to help plan for a better financial future. Now is the time to take action and create a financial plan that's right for you. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, member FINRA, SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great...
You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.
She doesn't know how to get out of the race. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. That's what former President Trump is saying about Nikki Haley vowing to keep running ahead of Saturday's Republican primary in South Carolina.
She's not working. She's here. She's down by 30, 35 points. And everybody knows her. You're not supposed to lose your home state.
Now, at a town hall on Fox in South Carolina, the former president again claimed he's a political target in his indictments, likening himself to Alexei Navalny, the Russian opposition leader who died in prison Friday.
Navalny is a very sad situation, and he's very brave. He was a very brave guy because he went back. He could have stayed away. And frankly, probably would have been a lot better off staying away and talking from outside of the country.
The former president also took aim at the fraud ruling against him in New York.
Letitia James is horrible attorney general in New York, campaigned on I will get Trump, I will get Trump. We went through a trial. It turned out we're totally innocent on everything.
Well, the judge fined the former president $355 million. And Attorney General James says if he doesn't pay, she'll try to seize Trump assets. Next hour, President Biden's brother James will face questions in private as House Republicans investigate the family's overseas business dealings. Democrats call it a sham investigation, and Hunter Biden's lawyers say that and the tax case against him have been damaged by an FBI informant's indictment charging Alexander Smirnoff with lying about Biden transactions.
Smirnoff is now also accused of having extensive ties to Russian intelligence. Hunter's attorney saying, quote, it is more remarkable that beginning in July 2023, the special counsel's team would follow Mr. Smirnoff down his rabbit hole of lies as long as it did.
Fox's Brooks Singman. President Biden's expected to sign an executive order today aimed at better securing American ports from cyber attacks after the recent FBI warning China's targeting U.S. infrastructure. The Biden administration's also wiping out more than $1 billion more in student loan debt, helping over 150,000 borrowers in a targeted approach after the Supreme Court blocked the president's bigger student loan forgiveness plan. America's listening to Fox News.
As most Americans suffer financially, gold just hit an all-time high. Hi, I'm Dr. Ron Paul, and this is why you need a physical gold IRA from Birch Gold Group. To learn more, text the word SHELTER to 989898 to get your free info kit on gold IRAs. Secure your IRA or your 401k right now. Text SHELTER to 989898 to request your free info kit right now.
Oh, this cold.
Honey?
Honey?
Honey, you need DayQuil Severe Honey.
DayQuil Severe Honey gives you powerful cold and flu symptom relief with a honeylicious taste, because life doesn't stop for a cold.
Okay, I'm ready to go.
Now I'm getting a cold.
Honey. Try DayQuil Severe Honey for powerful cold and flu relief. DayQuil Severe with honey flavor. The daytime coughing, aching, stuffy head, fever, honeylicious, power through your day medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Two men are now charged with murder in Kansas City after last week's shooting at the Chiefs Super Bowl victory parade that left one person dead, 22 injured.
I'm asking for individuals to help us who were at the rally, and they may have additional information to provide.
That's Jackson County Prosecutor Gene Peters Baker. There's also a murder case in Texas after an 11-year-old girl's body was found.
Polk County Sheriff Byron Lyons made the somber announcement that ended the search for Audrey Cunningham.
I sadly announced that Audrey's body was located at the Trinity River on the U.S. Highway 59.
The little girl had been missing since last week. She was last seen with Don Stephen McDougal. He's being held on an unrelated charge. But Polk County DA Shelley Sitton said because of evidence they have,
we believe the appropriate arrest warrant is going to be for capital murder in the death of Audrey Cunningham.
The county medical examiner is determining the exact cause and manner of death as this investigation continues. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
They'll start to pick a jury today in New Mexico for the first of two trials that'll stem from the deadly shooting on the set of the movie Rust.
Trial begins for 25-year-old Hannah Gutierrez Reed, a gun armorer who's facing involuntary manslaughter and tampering charges for loading a fully functioning .45 revolver with what were all supposed to be dummy rounds on the Rust film set in 2021. Handed the gun to actor Alec Baldwin. It fired, killing cinematographer Helena Hutchins and injuring director Joel Silver. Souza. Baldwin also faces charges of involuntary manslaughter and a similar sentence to Gutierrez-Reed of up to 18 months in prison if convicted. Both have pled not guilty. The actor's trial has not been set yet. Jeff Manasso, Fox News.
On Wall Street, falling futures suggest stocks could drop again at the opening bell this hour. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Catalytic converter thefts down, and Urbana police say 3 things to think: public awareness, police work, and a new law, all helping lower thefts. He gave credit to drivers, among other things, for catalytic converter thefts were trending down by 80%. Said he only recorded 10 stolen converters last year. A rooftop garden has only been open for a year, but has already won an award. Will's Garden is on Carle Foundation Hospital's 6th floor. It won last year's Green Roof Award for excellence for green roofs for healthy cities. The garden is named after Will Tate, who died from leukemia in 2006. For the first time, Urbana leaders getting ready to respond yet to another hotel Royer extension. At the beginning of February, the hotel company requesting more time for the renovations. They're asking for 10 months more to get the work done, extending to the date of December 31st. The agreement includes a $5.5 million investment from the city. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
All right, thank you, Jim. It's ESPN 93.4. We'll talk to Illinois women's coach Shauna Green coming up.
93.5? I don't know why you said 93.4.
That was weird. So yeah, I've never been on 93.4 ever.
Exactly.
I was wondering if I personally was getting the numbers wrong.
Well, I don't know what's weird.
That is right.
I don't know what's stranger that I said 93.4. I didn't notice. Wow.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, here's what you'll hear 93.4. Well, it's kind of, sort of, but it won't be very clean.
Starting to
It'll be kind of fading.
Tune in.
So I would recommend 93.5.
There we go.
Okay, thank you very much. I missed that. Okay.
Don't, authorize anybody listening to that, so.
Yeah, no, exactly. There's nothing there.
Such a pretty day. Had a text into 359-2255 from Mike saying 4?
Yep. Play a little golf. I think the blue course might be open today.
Is that right?
I think the blue course, I think the driving range is closed. Mike, did I get that right? Driving range closed, but the blue course at the University of Illinois, I believe, will be open today.
Take a couple of swings.
Let's go, Mr. Greg Solier.
Does that improve my hook or slice by chance, that particular course?
I don't think. I just like instructor can tell me, take 2 weeks off and quit. Okay, thanks for the tips there.
But you know what? It's February, and you're out there at least hitting the ball.
No, exactly. No, it's awesome to have this kind of weather. He's our meteorologist, Greg Solier. What you seeing, friend?
43 degrees already over at Willard and Savoy. Yeah, 36 at Rantoul, 40 Paxton, 45 Danville, 41 Bloomington Normal, 40 up at the Kankakee Brickyard, upper 30s to mid 40s. Currently 48 under the arch down at St. Louis ways. Some record and near record setting warmth for the day today, and if you are unable to get out for some really silly reason today, there's probably important stuff to do today. Hang in there for Monday, Tuesday next week as we head back into the 60s and even tickle the 70-degree mark. We had some 60-degree weather earlier on in the month. Not the way the whole spring goes, but, mind you, it's going to be an El Nino-driven year. So I think for folks in the agribusiness side of things, probably more often than not than getting out there, but of course still way too early. 64, says the weather forecaster, with increasing clouds and a breezy, mild, and seasonally mild days worth of weather. Normal high about 37, 38. Record high, I believe, is 67, set back in 1930. Down tonight to 48 with a shower this evening, maybe a thunderstorm, and another crack at it after midnight. Some showers tomorrow morning, a break, and then maybe a lesser chance tomorrow afternoon. 57, so not quite as toasty. South winds will swing to the north. Early in the day, we'll clear it off and drop into the 30s tomorrow night. Partly sunny, cooler, 46 on Friday. 41 Saturday with sunshine. We're back well into the 50s here. An increasing south wind for Sunday, 65 to 70 between Monday and Tuesday next week with another round of showers, a couple of thunderstorms, and we'll cool it back off into the 50s, then the 40s for the second half of next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting Meteorologist Greg Solier.
All right, 8:09, ESPN 93.5, Illinois, Penn State tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Come on now. We got to beat the Huff Jimmers. That's where we're playing. First time since 1998 they even held a basketball game in there.
Right.
Why? To beat me. That's all. The only motivation is to beat Illinois, the winningest program in the Big Ten in the last 5 years. Whatever. Okay, so Brad Underwood talking about tonight. Apparently, their best players off the team at Penn State.
McClary, maybe?
I don't know what his name is. Okay. So what did Brad Underwood have to say about their best player being gone from the team?
obviously, if you're dismissing somebody, and I don't know the situation at all, you know, points and all that stuff aside, there was probably some challenges. I'm assuming. I don't know, but you know, I just know him from facing him a year ago. The film we've watched this year, he was a guy who could score. He was fast. He was in the paint a lot. He was a pest on the defensive side. They're much bigger without him, and they've got a clear-cut, really good shooter replacing him. So, you know, that's more for them. I'm more worried about the guys that they're putting out there instead of the guys they don't have. But this is a good basketball team, and you know, they've proven that with some of their wins.
He actually said, I think they'll be better. But, you know, sometimes you have somebody in the office or somebody on your team, and they're very good, but they're a pain.
Yeah.
You get rid of the pain.
And it ruins the chemistry.
It does, and it ruins the whole thing. And so they might be freer and feel better because pain in the behind isn't here anymore. So, yeah, that's a good point.
Tanya Clary is his name.
He's averaging almost 17 a game.
Right.
So it'll give others a chance, taller if they're, whatever. It's going to be a very challenging environment. We are in a position to do some, we'll finish first in Big Ten. But you got to win them all, and that's pretty hard. So here's Ty Rodgers, who everybody likes. Ty Rodgers, what about Penn State tonight? Forget that. What about Ohio State beating Purdue?
I mean, honestly, we're just focused on us. I mean, we got Penn State up, and we know if we don't win, none of that matters. So we're just taking it one game at a time and just staying here and staying true to us.
You guys are an elite offense. Defensively, how do you guys take the next step down the stretch of this season?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're trying to, as a team, we're trying to get back to the Garden like we did when we played against Kansas and Marquette and Tennessee. I think we had a different type of edge to us, and we're slowly, but we're getting back there, and the practices are getting more and more intense, and we're just getting back to that aggressive defense, and, you know, so it's going to get there. Okay, so that's Ty Rodgers. I like Ty Rodgers. He's a great kid. Great. I've only talked to him once or twice, but everybody says he's a real deal.
He just gets after it.
Well, he gets after
hungry.
Yeah, well, he'll be the only guy we got left next year. That'll be it. It's now starting for the Illini, Ty Rodgers. That's it. I guess hopefully Luke Goody, right?
I brought up the roster yesterday, and there's some up-and-comers, but you're right. There is like 6 or 8 seniors and grad students that will be leaving.
And I do the exact same thing. It's just can you get, I mean, Quincy Guerrier, I mean, Marcus Damask?
Right. They've got some experience.
Well, and they're good. So there's going to be 1,000 kids out there looking for a new school. It just who you picking? You're picking kids with character, of course. Every coach will say that. But I bet Marcus Damask for 2 seconds once, and just the whole 2005 Bonneville. He drives a 2005 beat-up Bonneville that has a lot of problems, he says. But he says, I'm worried about the things that matter.
Hashtag everyday guys.
Yep, that's what we got. All right, so the rest of the sports here. We got 5:30 for the tip.
I was poking around on this Clary guy, and it's just, there's nothing. And Penn State forward Puff Johnson, a captain, says the team is focused on improvement.
Okay, that's what he's supposed to say. And they probably are. And again, if it was a guy that was causing issues, which he has to be something going on. Anyway, go focus on your stuff. Go rebound, play hard defense.
That's right.
Get fast breaks and let Terrence have it, and just let him go.
There you go.
And let's go.
So, and we will be talking with Shauna Green inside the next 10 or 15 minutes, so stick around for that. Our Illini women in action Sunday at Iowa. And, of course, Caitlin Clark and all of that. Whenever you think of Iowa this season, I mean, what does she average? 30-plus points a game or something?
In that range. Yeah.
So, there's that. Hey, speaking of good women athletes, Illinois Volleyball's Raina Terry selected for the USA Volleyball National Team Open program, and will do the auditions coming up this coming weekend for that open tryout in Colorado. So all the best to her. In men's basketball yesterday, we had Creighton, number 15, taking down number 1 UConn, 85-66. Brigham Young ended up taking down Baylor 78-71. Iowa over Michigan State 78-71 at Michigan State.
Yeah, I didn't see that one coming. I thought Michigan State was kind of playing on a roll now. I don't know how many Big Ten teams are going to make the NCAA tournament. Everybody keeps beating everybody. We're going to all be 500. Illinois and Purdue are kind of ahead of the pack, but then there's probably going to be, I thought Michigan State was going to be third or fourth, but I don't know anymore. And then you got Wisconsin and Northwestern are kind of hanging up there for third and fourth place. But for places 5 through like 12, it's like the same. So good luck with figuring out what seed you get, because you're all going to have the same record. Let's just stay above the fray and keep winning.
Absolutely. Wisconsin took down Maryland. That final was 74-70. Ted Beach passed away at the age of 94, and such an instrumental part of Champaign High School's program in the late 40s, and then went on to do well as an Illini forward, and has had some award-winning Hall of Fame athletes like his daughter Becky Beach, known for her golfing, and just a stellar guy. He was with you at the scorers table back in the day.
Been there for so many years. Ted is a great man, great guy, great Illini, and he'll be missed. Our prayers to the family.
That's right. Boston and Chicago for the Bulls contest tonight, and we have Detroit and Indianapolis to face the Pacers.
Could you see how old, I think his name is Doug McDermott.
Okay.
See, how old is Doug McDermott?
Okay.
Creighton beat UConn by whatever, 20-some points. UConn was number one. Now Houston's going to be number one, and it's hard to like Houston with the Kelvin Sampson history and the Indiana and all that. Got in big trouble for cheating, took my guard, whatever his name was. It was a guard who committed to Bruce Weber, and then he went to Indiana because they hired his dad or something. It's just,
Doug McDermott is 32.
No. Father. Maybe it's, I can't remember. McDermott, coach of Creighton. That's a guy who's been murmured to be at Ohio State. His name has come up. That's all we need is another great coach in the Big Ten. Yikes. Because McDermott's, he's been at Creighton for a long time. And he's
Greg McDermott.
Greg McDermott. He's got to be 50-something.
Well, he's born in 64, so.
No, he's 60.
Okay.
He's too old to hire at Ohio State.
I see.
Oh.
Is that what you're getting at?
Yeah, I don't need another coach like that. Hey, he's a good coach. Why would you leave Creighton? Your family's there. Nebraska.
There you go.
Okay. It's no secret financial disputes can cause marriage friction, especially if one partner's a penny pincher, the other's a spendthrift. With the following tips from Busey, you might just appreciate your financial differences and achieve your monetary goals together. Save or spend. Money habits reflect personal experience. Got to have some goals that you agree on. Communication is huge when discussing money. Couples sometimes avoid discussing money because it leads to arguments. To ensure a productive conversation, you got to have ground rules. Don't assume you know what they're thinking. Some questions to get started. What's money mean to you? What's it represent? What are your short and long-term savings goals? Where do we want to be when it's time to step down and enjoy the rest of your life? Once you explore topics like that, create a concrete budget spending plan that reflects both of you. Getting on the same page in your partner financially may take some work, but you can easily budget and track your progress with Busey. Access Money Manager through the Busey.com e-bank and the mobile app, or contact a Busey financial advisor for further advice. Products and services not FDIC insured, may lose value. No bank guarantee. Got a text this morning on the arena. Illinois will play in
that rec hall.
Yeah, it's
University Park.
Really looks nice.
It looks good,
but it's small.
Yeah,
and it has to.
Those seats are right up on the court.
Well, the seats for the bench and the coach, they have a little separation.
Yeah, because there's
from
like
the
a
fans,
wall there.
But you could easily throw a chicken sandwich like they did at Brad at Maryland last year.
Oh, brother!
And then the other side here, look how tight it is on the court. And I would guess those are students, although the big donors probably get to sit somewhere.
Right.
But I think it's going to be awfully raucous, and there are going to be some things said about Terrence probably, right?
Big Ten Network tonight.
Okay, we'll be right back.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for Eastern Illinois. Champaign event have Saturday and an incredibly mild to warm day's worth of weather for this February calendar day. Increasing clouds, breezy and seasonably warm. Average high this time of the year about 37, 38. We'll make a run to 64. The record high for the day today is 67, set back in 1930. Gusty south wind, mild tonight. A shower around early, more so after midnight. Maybe a thunderstorm too. Low down to 48. South winds, they'll turn to the north tomorrow morning. Highs at about 57 with some showers in the morning, a lesser chance in the afternoon. Clouds break tomorrow night, lows down into the 30s, and we'll cool off here for the day on Friday and Saturday, but still above average temps. 46 and a partly sunny Friday. Sunshine 41 on Saturday. Back well into the 50s here on Sunday. Here come highs of 65 to near 70 degrees Monday and Tuesday with some showers, perhaps a couple of thunderstorms. Back into some cooler weather here for the middle part of next week with high temperatures in the 50s.
I'm Stuart Varney, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Amazon shares are higher after news that it will join the Dow Jones Industrial Average on Monday, replacing Walgreens Boots Alliance. Amazon shares have nearly doubled since the beginning of last year, giving the company a market value of more than $1.7 trillion. And Uber Technologies will replace JetBlue in the Dow Jones Transportation Average. NVIDIA shares are losing more ground. The slump is seen as profit-taking, with investors cashing in before NVIDIA's earnings after the Wall Street close, though NVIDIA and Nokia just announced a partnership to develop artificial intelligence solutions for mobile networks. Palo Alto Networks shares are down more than 20%. The cybersecurity company's earnings top forecasts, but it has a cautious outlook. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Coselda, invested in you.
From the Fox News Podcasts Network. Listen to the all-new Bret Baier podcast featuring Common Ground, talking to lawmakers weekly from opposite sides of the political spectrum about the issues of the day and how Americans can find common ground in a politicized world.
That's just not happening on Capitol Hill. It takes leadership, right?
Yeah, it absolutely does.
Along with all your Bret Baier favorites like the campaign, the candidates, the all-star panel, and much more. Available now at foxnewspodcasts.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
She is the head basketball coach of the University of Illinois Women. She is Shauna Green. Good morning, Shauna Green.
Good morning. How you guys doing?
I'm kind of a fan. Well, I wish the heck I could remember the day that I was talking about you, and the fact that your mistake was winning too many last year, because that was ridiculous.
The bar was high.
Nobody comes in and does that. In the history of basketball, nobody saw what you did last year. So this year, you're coming in, you're losing some close games, then you do what you did at the matinee. Did you see that coming at all? Because let me just say, last week I said if Shauna Green were stock, I'd buy her big. Okay? And now it looks like...
Well, I appreciate that.
No, I tell you, I called you the biggest flight risk on campus. I said you're the one that they're going to come get when Tennessee, UConn opens. I'm telling you, you're big time. Stevie Jay's a huge fan, and now I just sound like a bandwagon guy because you beat them, and now I got you on.
Right.
I told you we should have got her on before. Anyway, good going. I think you really know how to do this, and it's remarkable what you've done here in a year and a half.
No, thank you so much. That means a lot. I appreciate it. And, I did see this. I knew we were capable of, playing like we played on Monday. And we've shown glimpses of it this year. We showed glimpses of it last year. And, I just give credit to our players. They've continued. We've had some ups and downs this year and lost some really tight games. And they've just never stopped believing and continue to work and continue just one day at a time mindset. And when you do that, you can accomplish good things. So, just really proud of our guys, and now we just got to really try to continue this and finish strong. We have 3 really tough games left in the regular season, and then we'll worry about Big Ten play, conference play.
Yeah, I get. Sorry, but I get a lot of ideas, and so one of my ideas for Caitlin Clark was from Rocky 3. It was where Mr. T comes up and starts pounding him, and Rocky looks up and says, "You're not so bad. You're not so bad. You're not." So I think that'd be bad because that agitates her. So now maybe we just go. What I do then, I do the Stevie J reverse trash talk where I'd go up to her before the game, and say, "You're the best. You've never missed a shot in your life. Please take a picture with me. Would you sign this? Gosh, you're so good." Just that. What do you do with number 22? What do you do with that?
No one's figured it out yet, right? So yeah, you really can't stop her. You just got to try to slow her down a little bit if that's even possible. But she's going to get hers one way or another. And I think one of the biggest keys is just making sure none of the other guys really go off on you. And that's how we beat them last year. She had 32, but we did a really good job on everyone else. And it's and then if it's late in the game, where the ball's going and shoot, I've thought about it too. I'm like, do you just go make someone else beat you? Go double team her. Don't let her get that last shot off. I mean, because 9 out of 10 times she's hitting that and she's making it. But she's the best. I think the best to ever play.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing.
And we're gonna have to play really, really well at their place. It's sold out. Every game's been sold out. So it's going to be a great environment, and we got to play really well.
Can't talk them into moving it here because we'd all like to come too. So, I mean, wouldn't she sell? I mean, she brings the sellouts everywhere, doesn't she?
Yeah, I think they said she sold out 30 of the arenas this year. I mean, everywhere she's gone, they've sold out. So, I think if it would be at State Farm Center, there's no doubt with us being, as close as we are to Iowa, I think, and all of our fans as well from around here, but I think we definitely would sell out. So it's great for the women's game. It really is.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. The women's game has been rising, and someone like a Caitlin Clark has kind of taken it over and taken it to that next level. And it's great for it. It's brought a lot of recognition and spotlight onto our game, which is a really good. The women's game's a really good product, and hopefully people will continue to follow it and have that same, high interest in it.
Is Caitlin Clark like Magic and Larry Bird and Michael Jordan to the WNBA? Is that the impact you think she might have eventually?
I really do. I mean, I think she's that good. I think she has, everything about her. She's the whole package. People love her, and obviously her game, I think, will translate. So it's going to be, whether she stays another year, at Iowa and uses her fifth year, or she goes to the league, she's gonna make an impact, wherever she is. She just is that type of player and that type of person. And again, people are just attracted to her. And she look what she does, even after all the games and how much she gives back to the kids and is always there giving her time. I just think that shows what type of person she is, and that's why people just gravitate towards her.
Shauna, since you're from Clinton, Iowa, did you grow up watching the Iowa program?
Yes, I was an Iowa fan. I wasn't as diehard as most of my friends, and even my husband's from Iowa, so he was big time Iowa fan. Football, basketball, everything. So we still have a few things in our house that we'll, find as something Iowa Hawkeye. I'm like, okay, we got to get rid of that. And trying to cut all this. And then all of our friends still back in Iowa are obviously, Hawkeye fans. So it's kind of been fun, though.
Sean, I have an unauthorized contract here that I'd like you to sign. It's to be our head basketball coach through 2050.
Yes,
if that's okay.
I love that.
I mean,
I'm
telling you, I'm pretty good at judging talent, and I'm just saying, you got it going on. And if you need a new agent, I'm your guy, because I'm telling you, I think Shauna Green, I think, can coach. You're going to coach as best Caitlin Clark's ever seen. It's a question whether she's stoppable, but she'll have a problem with us because of what you're going to come up with. But it's just amazing that you're going to be in front of a sellout at Carver Hawkeye, and that just doesn't happen very much right now in the women's game. So anyway, and what you've done here with our crowd. I mean, again, I'll be very honest. I didn't know we could get to 6,800, 10,000, but it's just going to grow. If you keep doing what you're doing, it's going to keep growing.
No, and thank you, and I appreciate everyone in the community for supporting this team. And I've said it multiple times: we can't do what we want to do or get this program to where we want to get it if we don't have that support. You just can't do it now, and especially in this league, in the Big Ten, everywhere we go, you're looking at 8+, that we're playing in front of. It's just been unbelievable how the rise in attendance has come, and we had a great crowd on Monday when we beat Indiana, and I tell everyone I get kind of greedy. I want even more. I want even more people to be in State Farm Center, and we need to make that a really tough place for opposing teams to come in here and play, so we can take advantage of these opportunities of being able to beat top 25 programs, and it takes that home court advantage. So I appreciate everyone coming out and the support, and keep bringing more people, keep bringing more friends, and telling more people about it, so we can get it even louder and more full.
Well, let's do that on March 3rd at 2 o'clock when we face Nebraska. So you'll be saying goodbye to some seniors?
Yes, we have a big group of seniors, that we're going to honor on Senior Day, and it's going to be, should be a great game. Nebraska is in fourth place right now in the league, so every game is critical, and, it'd be great to have everyone come out. A biggest crowd of the year. It'd be great for Senior Day and to give all of our seniors, the recognition that they deserve and what they've done for this program in a short time. And just really excited about that. And like I said, hopefully we can get a great crowd for March 3rd.
All right, lastly for Shauna Green. So is NIL a thing in women's basketball? Is there money being distributed in some programs and not others, that kind of thing at this point?
Yes, NIL is absolutely critical in the women's side, just as it is in football and men's basketball. It is very, very important.
Okay, so Stevie Jay starts a GoFundMe. I can do it on my own if I wanted to help my NIL women's because obviously it'll only
do whatever you want.
It'll only help because that the LSUs of the world probably they're getting all kinds of support down there for sure. We're going to grow this thing, but anyway, congratulations on what you've done or what you're going to do.
Thank you.
Keep it going. Thank you for being at Illinois.
No, thank you so much. I appreciate it and all you guys do and your support. Thank you.
Thank you.
Go Illini.
Shauna Green, head women's basketball coach, University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign.
ESPN 93.5.
On the Tapman's Towing phone line. I truly am genuinely a fan. She's different. She's different on how she's doing this thing, and nobody takes what we had and goes what she did last year, and that was part of the problem this year is that, I thought check our record.
Yeah.
And then go back 2 years. We're still great. Yeah. It's just unbelievable.
Right.
So I don't know if I could get that contract that I desire to get through till 2050. And listen, it's Caitlin Clark. Come on, man.
Right. That's going to be hard on Sunday, but we can do it.
Okay. ESPN 93.5. We'll break for the news, come back with some weather and sports, and get ready for Illinois tonight. 5:30. We just got to go get them.
Mm-hmm.
Just say yes. And again, part of the thing about being this old is that there is no tomorrow. These guys, Marcus Damask is going to do what? Can't Marcus make money in basketball?
For sure.
I think everybody thinks that. I don't know where. Can he play in the NBA? Certainly Europe.
5:30 tip-off tonight.
Fox News. I'm Chris Foster. 153,000 student loan borrowers are getting emails from President Biden about an accelerated forgiveness program.
$1.2 billion in loans is being discharged.
We're providing real breathing room from an unacceptable reality where student loan payments compete with basic needs like putting food on the table.
Education Secretary Miguel Cardona says those eligible have been making payments for at least a decade on student loans of $12,000 or less.
Fox's Jared Halpern. Former President Trump compares his legal troubles to the treatment of Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny. He died in prison Friday.
And it's a horrible thing, but it's happening in our country too. We are turning into a communist country in many ways, and if you look at it, I'm the leading candidate. I get indicted. I never heard of being indicted.
Trump at a Fox News town hall in South Carolina. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Police responded to reports of a shooting with injuries Monday night in the 700 block of West Vine Street. Champaign police dispatched to the crime scene and others to a local hospital where the victim was being treated for multiple life-threatening gunshot wounds. The victim still hospitalized as of this morning. Illinois Secretary of State announcing his support of a bill pending of the State General Assembly. It would require greater transparency among lobbyists. He says the bill is especially important following the sentencing of a former aide to State Representative Mike Madigan. Currently, he says his office has no enforcement mechanism for lobbyists who do not comply with reporting requirements. Gas prices in Illinois jumping this past week, according to a survey in Peoria by Gas Buddy. Average price of a gallon increased by 17 cents this past week to $3.43. The current price is 34 cents higher than a month ago, but still 12 cents lower than last year at this time. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign-Urbana vicinity. It's another round of an unseasonably mild spell of weather that takes us through the day today. Some slight cooling expected tomorrow. Temperatures cool further into Friday and the weekend, but still above average. Another big warm-up slated for early next week as well. Breezy to unseasonably warm for the day today. Temperatures almost 30 degrees above average with increasing cloudiness. South wind, the high nearing 65. Mild tonight with a shower around early. More so after midnight. Maybe a thunderstorm too, low down to 48 for the day tomorrow. Not quite as mild, variably cloudy skies, some showers in the morning, perhaps later in the afternoon. South winds will turn to the north, the high about 57. Decreasing clouds, breezy cooler in the 30s tomorrow night. Partly sunny cooler in 46 on Friday, 41 with some sunshine, fair amount of it for the day Saturday. We'll warm it up to 58 on Sunday, well into the 60s, tickling 70 between Monday and Tuesday. Additional showers and thunderstorms and a cool off again for the mid portions of next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting at the Dolchis, Greg Solier.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Hey, where are you headed?
To Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola.
What do they have there?
What don't they have there? Living room furniture, benches, chests, love seats, sectionals, tables, bedroom sets, hutches, nightstands, end tables, cabinets, mirrors, stools, clocks, lamps, pillows, rugs, desks, media consoles, patio furniture, Tempur-Pedic mattresses, and more.
So, everything.
Yeah, probably could have just said that.
Kelsey Furniture, quality for less.
Here's your OSF Healthcare Medical Minute.
Hi, I'm Dr. Ahmad from OSF Pain and Spine Center in Urbana, and I wanted to emphasize the importance of how common back pain and neck pain is and some of the things that can cause that. Back pain is as common as the common flu, and everybody in their life gets some back pain. The most common reason is posture problems or some injuries. And therefore, if initial posture adjustments, some exercises, or anti-inflammatory medicines don't help, it is important to get a hold of a physical medicine rehabilitation doctor to get examined and see if there are any red flags about any nerve injury, or get bones looked at by an x-ray.
For more information, visit osfhealthcare.org.
Hi, I'm Troy Lands from Lands Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Underground Solutions. Are you tired of dealing with leaky faucets, basement flooding, bursting or leaking pipes? From plumbing maintenance and repairs to installing new water heaters and sump pumps, our goal is to get you up and running as soon as possible. At Lands Plumbing, we have 24/7 emergency service and a team of highly skilled professionals that will work with you to get the job done right the first time. I'm Troy Lands. You can count on my company because you can count on me.
All right, 7:38 in Denver, 8:38 in Champaign. Yeah, we could get NIL money for Shauna Green, can't we? She just
Why
has
not?
to sign my proposed contract to 2050. And yeah, no, I think the money is out there in some of these programs. LSU, you can imagine, they're, South Carolina, some of the best teams, they got money. I don't know how all of it works. I have no idea. They just have this person's doing that. You've got this organization that kind of corrals that, but
we've got our icon that people can.
Yeah, but
go
how does
there.
that? How do they, who decides the
I don't
value
know.
of somebody?
If they delegate the money to go to Illinois basketball, if you had some kind of false eyelashes company, maybe you could get some endorsements there.
I guess, and again, I'm the last person to ask about style, but that seems in fashion.
Yes, it is.
I think for a lot of women, it's just they like the fake eyelashes.
I know it.
It's a thing, but who starts that? How does it catch on?
I don't know.
But basketball players are doing it. Mm-hmm. Not just people, just basketball players. So I don't know. It's frankly, it kind of looks cool.
That's right.
So there. Anyway, you go to Iowa. I think we'll play well. It's just 15,000. Caitlin Clark. Yeah. Right. But I'm excited for the women. I'm excited for their game. Nobody watches the WN. I'm talking generally. It's not a thing. She goes there. It might become a thing.
Right.
If she goes to the WNBA, I'm going to want to know what team. If she's on the TV, I'm probably going to want to watch. There are some people, former WNBA players, I don't think she can do that there. Okay, well, maybe jealousy? I don't know. Maybe she can't? I don't know. She looks pretty good to me. And she's, 6'1", 6 foot, pretty good size. Obviously, pretty good shooter. I think I would back up when she's at the logo and just said, "You're too good, free shot." Just do the talking. and if she can make that shot, because that's over 30 feet, she's not going to make that very often. Well, I should take that back. She's probably going to make it half the time. I don't know. I don't know what you do with somebody that can pass it, and they have other players that are pretty good. They can make threes if they're wide open. So you collapse on her, you got a problem because she can pass, she can rebound, she can dribble, she can shoot, and she's got a real fierce competitive nature inside too. Caitlin Clark transforming the women's game before our eyes.
And our Illini women face Iowa at noon on Sunday.
It must be TV. Has to be, right, somewhere. Okay, it's 20 till. We got Clay Dooley. That's our offer today. It's 4 tires from Firestone. $500 off whatever it costs for your car, truck, van. It's going to be different if you have a truck, a bigger tire. Anyway, it's available at GoStever.com. You can go and enter. I'll give out 2 of these today. So you need a set of 4 tires. 2 people are going to have $500 off at Clay Dooley, our Stever, the program where I happily give you money so that you might buy stuff from a great client and keep the stuff. Okay? All right. We'll be right back. A little more Brad Underwood to play. Excited about the game tonight at 5:30. Again, I was able to lay down on the couch and relax a little bit and watch print. I just thought we were going to beat Maryland. I don't know why.
I don't know if you'll have a different feel with this rec hall. Or...
It's going to be loud. And again, I because of the Terrence Shannon stuff, they're going to know about that, and they're going to be in his ear. That's how close they're going to be. So we'll see. Terrence is probably used to it by this point, and I think his team will rally around him and be ready to go. And I think, again, it's a lot different if they were 18 and a half years old. These guys are 22 and a half, 23, 24 years old, and that makes a huge difference. Just think of your life when you were 17 and then 23, how much different you were. That's our team. I mean, Justin Harmon is just, you just look at him and you go, the guy's a man.
Yeah.
He's not a boy. These are men we have on our team.
They're thick.
And I know everybody's got all the way to the world in March because you got to all that. I understand postseason. I get it. And are we due to advance? Yeah, we are. Usually if you look at all the teams, how'd you lose to them? Run. We made a run. It usually does that. And we've had our share of how, a couple of number 1 seeds. Couldn't get that stuff. The Loyal thing was hard because you had Iowa and Kofi and all that. And they frustrated us. But we've had some high, really top seeds kind of stuff. So we're going to be probably the worst case of 4, and you might make it up to a 3 or 2. It's possible. Who knows if you run the table?
Right.
So anyway, we'll see. Every game seems to be ridiculously hard because that's just the way it is.
And the tournament it's Indianapolis, isn't it?
I think there's a first round there, but who gets to go there? Probably Purdue still at this point would get put there. If you were to pass Purdue or tie them and be on a roll, you might be the team that gets picked for Indianapolis, which we'd all like.
Yeah.
First round games there would be awesome for us. All right, 8:43. We're back in a moment. A little more Brad Underwood before we get out of here.
Hey, could you tell me what aisle your car batteries are in? Sure, I'll go grab one for you. Here's your battery. It might be expired, but oh well. Also, the brand isn't that great, but it should work for at least a year or 2, maybe. Anyways, I went ahead and charged you for it, and here's the battery. Okay, have a great day.
What just happened?
Sometimes good things are hard to find, but they're worth the wait. Make the trip out to Interstate All Battery Center at 2504 North Madison Avenue and get all of your battery needs taken care of by the trusted professionals. Give them a call today at 355-4855.
I'm Justin Ike, co-owner of Fred's Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, Electric, and Underground.
So, Justin, tell me what you see as typical when it comes to sewer repair. Give me a scenario.
Your sewer's backed up and somebody comes along and says, you need this repair for X amount of dollars. Here's my price. And you don't think to go looking for another company or a second opinion because you don't feel like you have time.
So is it possible that you might get charged a little more because it's kind of a desperate moment? Do some companies do that?
Oh, absolutely they will. They know you're in a pinch. Typically, if you call us, me or Will can be out there within an hour to look at that problem for you. Whether you call me first or you call me second, make sure you give me a call.
Anything else, Justin?
You can always trust Fred's.
Great to know. Thank you. That's Justin Ike, the co-owner of Fred's Plumbing, Heating and Air Conditioning, Electric, and Underground. If you want more information about this great 45-year family-owned company, just go to fredscu.com. That's fredscu.com. By now, you've all heard the expression, when you turn the key and the car won't run, call 367-9481 for PDR Automotive. They are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR. But who are they? They, the PDR staff, understand that a name is only as good as the people that represent it. The PDR staff has more than 335 years of combined automotive experience. Several employees now on staff for more than 25 years. PDR, more than just a name. Family owned and operated, now celebrating over 50 years in business. Here's the deal. When you combine State Farm home and auto insurance, you save an average of $889. State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow is ready to help you combine home and auto and save right here in Champaign-Urbana. Call 352-1411 today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Average annual per household savings based on a 2019 national survey by State Farm of new policyholders who reported savings by switching to State Farm.
First Federal Savings Bank of Champaign-Urbana invested in our community since 1908. Before you buy your home in 2024, we invite you to speak with one of our experienced lenders, Jack, Jim, Kim, or Lane. Experience the convenience of working with a local lender with local service, decisions, and loan underwriting in our comfortable offices. Visit us to experience the exceptional friendly service from our knowledgeable staff. Hey, if you're not already banking with us, give us a try. We think you'll love it here. We do. 356bank.com, First Federal. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 435120.
All right, sports headlines, Diane.
Go Illini, ranked number 12. We've got Penn State 5:30 start. Let's hear from Coach Brad Underwood.
Now we get a Penn State team. We're moving into Rec Hall to play this game, something I know very little about other than it's small and quaint, and I'm sure will help provide a very good home court advantage from a fan's perspective in there. So I've not been in it. I've not seen it other than online. A team that has a very, very good point guard. Ace is playing great. Team that can turn you over at a high rate. Mike's playing like he did at VCU, pressing, running, and jumping, forcing turnovers, and a team that scores a tremendous amount of points on cuts. They're an elite cutting team. It's always been a trait of Mike's team.
All right, we'll see what we can do tonight. 5:30, Illinois at Penn State in a small arena. They moved it first time in 26 years they played in that place. Volleyball arena, it's kind of like playing at Huff.
Yes.
So it's going to be crammed full of kids. It's going to be loud. It's going to be crazy. Go Illini.
The women will be facing Iowa at noon on Sunday. And, of course, Caitlin Clark was part of the discussion we had with Coach Shauna Green around half hour ago. And if you want to hear that back, you can visit steviejay.com and that toolbar with the podcast and bring that up again. We had Big Ten action last night with Iowa beating Michigan State 78-71. Wisconsin beat Maryland 74-70. Had an upset with number 15 Creighton taking down number 1 UConn 85-66. We'll have Boston and Chicago to face the Bulls tonight, and Detroit's in Indianapolis to face the Pacers. That's sports. I'm Diane Ducey.
Check Greg's weather another time here. Was I too fawning over Shauna? Maybe I was. I like her a lot.
Right.
I just can't tell you how good I think she is.
She doesn't get many interviews like the one here.
No, nobody interviews us like us. We're just a little different deal.
I regret
when I told Brad Underwood to never recruit an 18-year-old. He's never heard that. No radio person would ever tell, because it's probably stupid.
Right.
But I just like my old guys.
And usually we bring up more family, and her husband Andy, she mentioned being from Iowa also, but we should have brought Mateo into the chat.
Son's how old is the son?
I'm not sure, but
10, 11,
I wonder
12?
if he's an up-and-comer athlete.
Maybe. Well, she was a good college player, I think. All right, 8:48.
In an ever-changing real estate market, it is so important to work with experienced agents like Russ and Nick Taylor with the Taylor teams at Taylor Realty Associates. They have the knowledge and expertise to get your home sold for the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time. Trust the experience and success of Russ and Nick Taylor with the Taylor team at Taylor Realty Associates. Give them a call today at 217-355-0700 or visit them online at taylorboys.com. That's taylorboys.com.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Did you know the Anita Purvis Nature Center is a home for live animals? Stop by the Nature Center. View the turtles, owls, snakes, and salamanders. These were orphaned or injured animals who wouldn't be able to survive in the wild, but they help educate the public at the Nature Center. Sponsor an educational animal for as little as $15 a month. And make sure that animal has good food, housing, and medical care. For details, visit urbanaparks.org.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
At Pards in Urbana, the boots just keep on coming. They're known for their huge collection of men's cowboy boots, women's cowgirl boots, kids' boots, and even shoes. If you're searching for top footwear brands, look no further than Pards. They carry a wide variety, including Ariat, Dan Post, Smoky Mountain, Roper, Double H, and more. And if socks or accessories are what you need, they've got all your high-quality essentials. Since 1968, Pards has been serving their customers with high-quality merchandise. And if you haven't been to Pards in a while, a lot has changed. Go check them out just off University Avenue in Urbana.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for Eastern Illinois, Champaign-Urbana Saturday, and an incredibly mild to warm day's worth of weather for this February calendar date. Increasing clouds, breezy and seasonally warm. Average high this time of the year about 37, 38. We'll make a run to 64. The record high for the day today is 67, set back in 1930. Gusty south wind, mild tonight. A shower around early, more so after midnight. Maybe a thunderstorm too. Low down to 48. South winds, they'll turn to the north tomorrow morning. Highs at about 57 with some showers in the morning, a lesser chance in the afternoon. Clouds break tomorrow night, lows down into the 30s, and we'll cool off here for the day on Friday and Saturday, but still above average temps. 46 at a partly sunny Friday, sunshine 41 on Saturday, back well into the 50s here on Sunday. Here come highs of 65 to near 70 degrees Monday and Tuesday with some showers, perhaps a couple of thunderstorms. Back into some cooler weather here for the middle part of next week with high temperatures in the 50s. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
When it comes to finding a reliable vehicle, look no further than Sarah Champagne, your trusted automotive destination. They carry a lineup of top brands, including Honda, BMW, Subaru, GMC, and Buick. And they're not just about cars, they're about people. Their team is dedicated to providing you with trustworthy service and dependable vehicles that fit your lifestyle. Experience the difference at Sarah Champagne. Visit Sarah, S-E-R-R-A, champagne.com.
Are you tired of shivering in the winter? Look no further than your local heroes at ABC Heating and Air Conditioning. Hi, this is Gina inviting you to give us a call at 217-352-5400 to book your appointment to make sure your furnaces run safely and efficiently this winter. We've been proudly locally owned and operated and have been serving our community for over 50 years. ABC, always be comfortable. Call me 217-352-5400 to book your appointment today or go to abcheatingandac.com.
From computer systems to brakes and tires too, at PDR, fixing cars is what they do. Remember, when you turn the key and the car won't run, call 367-9481 or use their dedicated text-only line at 383-0619. Additional information including repair quotes and online scheduling requests available from the website at pdrauto.com. Remember, they are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR.
Are you one of those guys out there tinting windows day in and day out, all different shades of black, and ready to put a little color in your life? Come work for us. At Aftershock, we're looking for a guy with experience in wrapping, whether it be window tinting, vinyl wrapping, anything of that sort, or somebody with just ambition that wants to show up to work and be proud of what they do. You know those raps with Troy Lands on the back waving at you? That's our work. Call us, 833-DECAL-IT, or email office@aftershockdd.com. We want you.
Tapman's Towing reminds all Illini fans, when you're on the road and see lights flashing, move over and use caution passing. Let's all get home safe tonight.
Welcome to Dick Van Dyke Appliance World.
Hi, I'm looking for a refrigerator.
When you buy from us, you get the whole store.
Oh, yeah, well, I just need a refrigerator. Don't need the whole store.
But you get it, the whole store.
My kitchen is only about this big.
You get me.
Hello.
All those delivery, installation, and service technicians in back.
Wow, all those people?
The Dick Van Dyke 5-10-year protection plan, which means in the unlikely event something goes wrong in the first 5 years, your repair cost is nothing.
Nothing?
10 years parts coverage on the major components.
Looks like I'm getting more than a refrigerator today. How much does this whole store cost?
Nothing.
Come on.
For real. We guarantee to beat any competitor's deal, all that other stuff we talked about, like our service tax.
And your 5-10-year protection plan?
All included.
I'm Dennis Freakin, chairman of Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. And when we say you get the whole store, we mean the whole store. Wow!
Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. When you buy from us, you get the whole store.
Just time enough to say see you tomorrow, Diane Ducey.
All right, enjoy the day.
That's Diane. I'm Stevie Jay. Thanks for listening. Have a great Wednesday.
Invest in yourself and your money with a free rewards checking account from Fisher National Bank. Instead of losing a little each month in service fees and charges, wouldn't it be nice to earn on your money? Switch to Fisher National, where we offer 2.02 annual percentage yield on balances up to $20,000. No service fees or minimum balance required. Simply make 12 debit card purchases, agree to receive your statements electronically, and have at least one direct deposit in a monthly cycle to qualify. It's as easy as that. If an excellent APY alone wasn't enough, our free rewards checking also includes ATM fee refunds up to $20 and access to Reward Saver, which increases your earnings potential with 4.07% APY on balances up to $20,000. When you're ready to maximize your money, look to Fisher National, a bank ready to make the investment in you. See monthly requirements at any branch or visit fishernational.com. Fisher National Bank. Exceptional communities, exceptional people. Member FDIC.
In an ever-changing real estate market, it is so important to work with experienced agents like Russ and Nick Taylor with the Taylor teams at Taylor Realty Associates. They have the knowledge and expertise to get your home sold for the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time. Trust the experience and success of Russ and Nick Taylor with the Taylor team at Taylor Realty Associates. Give them a call today at 217-355-0700 or visit them online at taylorboys.com. That's taylorboys.com.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
Kelsey Furniture in downtown Tuscola sells Tempur-Pedic beds. What's it like?
I'm going to tell you right now, Stevie, that thing is the best thing I've ever slept on in my life. My wife and I both have said we've never had better night's sleep. And the people at Kelsey's were fantastic. Brian is the guy that helped us. You know, as much as I did my research, he had a world of knowledge about beds themselves. Oh, man, it's like sleeping on a cloud, man.
Kelsey Furniture, downtown Tuscola.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
It seems like the cost of everything is on the rise, but Erie Insurance can help make sure your auto insurance premium isn't one of them. Avoid rate increases with Erie Rate Lock. Even if you have a claim, your rates won't go up until you change your car, driver, or address.
Your Erie agent in Champaign is Thomas & Ellers Insurance.
Erie Rate Lock is not available in all states. Other conditions and limitations at erieinsurance.com. Go to erieinsurance.com for company licensure and product details.
Are you one of those guys out there tinting windows day in and day out, all different shades of black, and ready to put a little color in your life? Come work for us. At Aftershock, we're looking for a guy with experience in wrapping.